Hello everybody, welcome to the Game Guild. In this review, we're going to be looking at the game called Quoridor. This game went kind of viral online and we got our hands on it and we're here to review it. This game was made by a French company called Gigamic.
So let's talk a little bit more about the game specifics. The recommended age for this game is 8 years or older. The game can either be played with 2 or 4 players, and the game recommends that you allot 15 minutes or more to play this game. However, after playing it, I believe that it can be accomplished in a little bit less. So now let's talk a little bit about the game design. This game is made entirely from wood. There's a lot of earthy tones in it. Unlike a lot of other board games, it has almost no color, and there's very little setup with this game. There's the building blocks that you will use on your turns, and there's also the 4 game pieces that you can choose from to play with.
In this portion, we're going to be going over how to actually play the game. So the game is played either with 2 players or 4 players. In this circumstance where there's 2 players, they start on each end closest to the walls. In the circumstance of 4 players, they start on all 4 sides of the board. The objective of the game is to get your pawn from one side all the way to the other side. You have to touch the other opponent's side of the board, the very end of it. On each player's turn, you can do one of 2 things. First, you can either move your pawn forward, backwards, or side to side. You cannot move it diagonally. Or you can place a wall in between 2 of the squares. The game is played going simultaneously one after another until one player reaches the end. The only other rule is that you cannot block the opponent's path altogether. The opponent must always have a route to the very end, meaning that you can't build a wall across the whole board and trap your opponent from even reaching the other side. Additionally, you can jump over another pawn, moving forward another square. In the event where you can't jump over a pawn, meaning that right behind them is another pawn or a wall, then you jump over and to the side, meaning to the right or left of the pawn that you're jumping over. Gameplay often looks like, in terms of strategy, one player is usually starting their round off by placing a lot of walls, hoping to waste their opponent's turn by just moving around, leaving them an opening to get to the end. Or you start off by moving around a lot, hoping that your opponent wastes all their walls and giving you an opportunity to move to the end. I find that the more you play with someone, the different strategies seem to emerge, and it kind of turns into a rock, paper, scissors game of what your opponent is trying to do.
The contents of this board game include one board with 81 squares. It also includes 4 pawns and 20 fences that are also called blocks.
Next, we're going to move on to the ratings portion of this video. In this portion, we're going to go over our each individual rankings, and how we're going to rank this is based on 5 different criteria: replayability, skill level, aesthetic, audience, and enjoyment. So, replayability is basically how often can you replay this game and not get bored of it. Skill level is how much skill is needed to play this game, how much of it is based on strategy, and how much of it is based on luck. Aesthetic, how nice does the board look? How well is it made? Is it pleasing to look at? Can it be displayed in your home? Audience, kind of how wide the scope is for this audience. Can a lot of people play it, or is it more categorized for one area? And lastly, enjoyment. Overall, how fun is it to play this game? So next, we're going to move on to the rankings. So how this is going to work is we're going to name the first category, in this case that's skill level, and we're each going to write down on our whiteboards what we think it rates from 1 to 10 on skill level, and then we're each going to review and talk about it a little bit.
We are doing this because we want to give you guys our unfiltered opinions. Each of us did not confer ahead of time on this. We want to give you our independent scores, that way you can see 2 people's opinion on this board game.
Okay. The first category is skill level. Okay. Review.
So, as you can see here, it's pretty similar. I rated mine because I felt like you really, with this one, skill level kind of varies. I mean, I would just say play with someone as of similar intellect as you, because otherwise it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I can say that playing a 4-player game, there are some people who made some definite blunders that didn't just ruin them, but it ruined me as well. And there's nothing I can do about that. So that is definitely a factor in it. Okay, up next is replayability. Alright. I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5 because I felt like I would somewhat compare it to checkers. Like, it's gonna play similarly every time, but each time will be slightly different enough for it to be interesting. So I think it's mid-way.
Yeah, I mean, speaking from experience, I played it the first few times, it was fun, but once the strategies start to develop, then it just starts to get really repetitive because there's not much you can do when you're just moving a pawn in walls.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, we're going to be rating the game based on aesthetics. Okay, reveal.
Oh, I rated it low because if you don't know me, I really love color. And so this one just does not really appeal to me that much.
I'm the opposite. I think the game looks really, really nice. I like that it's all made of wood. To me, it's like you're not messing around with any cardboard or anything that could possibly break. Like, it all just fits in there nice and sturdy. And I think the aesthetics, the nice colors of it works really well.
Next up is audience. This means how wide of a demographic this board game can reach. Will your grandma like it, and will your 6-year-old also like it at the same time?
Alright, reveal. I gave it an 8.
I gave it a 4. I feel like it's very much meant for a certain type of person. Someone that has the ability to kind of sit through like lots of different like strategic decisions and stuff. But as I think about it a little bit more, I can see how you can also play it with like your 4-year-old as well. There won't be as much strategy involved, but it'll kind of be what you make it.
I think that due to the simplicity of the rules, it's super easy to understand. For a 4-year-old, I think they'd enjoy just moving around cool-looking guys and putting up walls. And for someone who's a little bit more older, it doesn't require a lot of brain power to understand how to play, and they can pick it up really fast, and it's rewarding to win, for sure.
That doesn't make sense. Next up is enjoyment. Basically, how fun did each of us find it?
Alright, I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3 because I remember the first time I played this, I got pretty angry at Hayden. I did not like the fact that he had figured out a little bit more than I did. It just wasn't for me. I'm really not good at like rotating things in my mind in general and figuring out pathways and stuff. So for me, it wasn't quite as fun as I feel like some other people think of it.
Yeah, for me, I enjoy the simplicity of it. I enjoy a game that you can just get out and play for a quick half hour and then put it back away. It looks really cool, and I think the game design of it is really simple and really enjoyable, so I enjoy it.
Thank you so much for staying until the end of the video. We're a small small YouTube channel, so every single like and subscription really means a lot to us. We'll be uploading a lot more board game how-tos and tutorials and reviews in days to come.
And if you've played this game and you agree or disagree with our reviews of it, then please let us know in the comments. Also, let us know what board game we should review next. We look forward to gaining an audience and having you guys coming back to watch more of our videos.
I'm Skylar.
And I'm Hayden.
And we are
Game Guild.